I'm here to introduce the next banjo player, now that you've had a nice break. And this is a gentleman who actually went to the same high school in New York City. It was the Fame School. He went about 20 years before I did. He was born in New York, and he learned to play the banjo from Pete Seeger. I guess while Pete was writing that famous banjo book, he was one of the test subjects as a young kid. And then he went on to become an amazing musician that played lots and lots of instruments. After playing bass in school, he went on to become kind of the only banjo player in the world who could actually read music. He used that skill to become one of the session kings, one of the most in-demand session players maybe ever in New York City for a long, long, long time. And he used that to buy a motorcycle, all the money he made for that. And somewhere in there, they called him up to play on this little movie that John Boorman was making, and he ended up with the biggest selling banjo instrumental of all time, a little number called Dueling Banjos. So please welcome Eric Weissberg.
I do have a question that occurred to me to get the answer to this. Did all you people come here on purpose? And there's also going to be some talk about, and has already been, about influences on our lives. And as Béla said, Pete was an enormous influence on my life, and it's because of my parents also, who put me in a position to meet Pete when I was about 5 years old in camp, and where Pete used to come twice a summer and sing for us, and get us to sing mainly. That's his big thing, as you know. And and then also I started playing the banjo because of him, and I took some lessons from him when I was about 8 years old, as Béla said, I think. And then my next big influence was Earl Scruggs, and I taught myself how to play like Earl, sort of, hopefully, by slowing down 78 records from way back then. In the early 50s. My dad had a variable speed turntable for some reason or other, which was really lucky for me, so I could slow them down to the point where the notes were going dong, ding, dong, dong. Play 4 notes and try and figure it out on the banjo. So here's a tune from that era back then that had a banjo, also an influential banjo player from back then, a guy named Don Reno, and he was playing with Bill Haley, and they did this song called Eatin' Out of Your Hand, and here it is. By the way, don't take notes on any of these things because you won't be able to keep up. I've calculated that you will be hearing about 2.5 million notes before you leave here. So don't even bother with the notes.
Albany.